Our great speakers in this panel, our moderator, Engineer Bashar Al-Kilani, Vice Chairman of Jordan Business Council in Dubai, His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Al-Hanande, Minister of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship in Jordan, His Excellency Mr. Zahir Al-Qatarne, the Investment Ministry Secretary General and Commissioner General of Jordanian Pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai. Also, we ask for Mr. Amjad Suez, Chairman of Intaj, to join us on the stage. During this session, panelists will interact with the audience and answer many questions about why and what makes it unique as a regional digital hub, why Jordan is unique as a regional digital hub. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Great, thank you. So I'm very excited today to have this conversation with really key people that can tell us about the environment that we have in Jordan that created such a remarkable success in the past, but more important for me is the future. I think the ICT sector, entrepreneurship in Jordan, is really an asset not just for Jordan, the region, and beyond. And we've been really all very proud to see Jordanian companies over the last 10 years become global companies. We've seen Emirati companies and regional companies using Jordan as a base, and this is the kind of platform that we would like to encourage and promote. I'm very happy and delighted today to welcome His Excellency Abu Karim, Mr. Ahmed Al-Hanande, and I would like to ask you, sir, about the digital transformation and the digital economy in Jordan. Where are we seeing it going in terms of infrastructure, legislation and regulations, but most importantly, talent and skills?
Thank you very much. To save time, I'll go straight to the point. When it comes to the infrastructure, I think we're good. We're advanced in comparatively speaking. We have an infrastructure that is fully geared to enable the digital transformation. In terms of services, I think we're on track. We're a bit late, but we're on track. 2022, we're going to see a good number of fully integrated digitized services provided to the citizens and residents of Jordan and businesses of Jordan. In terms of processes, I think that's where the challenge is. We have been complicating our processes for the last 20 years to maintain power and authority. I think relaxing these, simplifying and re-engineering these processes in a way that goes along with the laws, regulations, and the instructions that have been there in place for so many long years. This is one of the challenges, but still we're getting all the support to fix it out, and things are moving positively. In terms of resources, I think one of the strong strengths of Jordan is the resources available in Jordan. With no doubt that Jordan has a talent pool. Maybe they're not, in certain cases, not upskilled enough from the new digital skills required for the workforce. And this is where our job comes in, to bridge the gap between the demand, the supply and the demand. Yet we have approved track record of smart resources, high quality talents who are capable actually to be upskilled in a very short period of time and in action in a very short period of time. The number of new companies that are highly dependent on the talents and the skilled youth and the experienced, innovative and entrepreneurial spirited youth is increasing big time in Jordan in all new fields related to the new economies or the new services platforms like fintech, logistic technology, health tech, education technology. So we see in each and every sector, subsector of the new sectors, we see tens of new high potential Jordanian companies. When it comes to data, that is highly required for digital transformation, as we want to be data driven at the end of the day. There is a challenge when it comes to the data. And there is a challenge when it comes to, as well, the upskilling is not only for the talents, also for us, the government, people at the public sector need to be also get the fair chance of being trained, upskilled. Change management need to be there. Digital inclusion strategies need to be activated. And there are some sectors that requires a special attention, special track, like the health sector and the education sector, as at the end of the day, those needs a completely different plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Abu Karim. And I think Jordan has been a leader in many aspects. I remember the discussions around the data law, the cloud discussions with the central bank. We've had really bold statements early on, and that's quite a moment of pride for Jordan. Zahir Bek, we are in your, hosted by you now at Expo. Please, in concise numbers and maybe some positive outlook on where we want to go, what is the Jordanian participation in Expo bringing to Expo and the world, and what is Expo bringing to Jordan?
First, Yani, this kind of event, the main purpose of hosting it is to connect people together. Connect people not only to do business. You create and you build bridges between nations, between people. They talk, they meet, they break the ice, and then they do business. Nobody go and sign contract without knowing the other part and to talk to and to know what they like, what they don't like, how they think, what's their interest. And you customize this for a good relationship to build a partnership, I think. So this platform, we try to showcase to everybody what is Jordan about. We have diversity in everything. We have culture. We have excellent sites for tourism. We have an excellent products that we produce and export to the world. We have the most important thing, which is the great minds of the Jordanians, that they were being used all the world, and they were an asset that we export to all countries to build their nations. So we invest in youth, we invest in Jordanian minds, we invest in our human capital, which is the main that we have, the main source for Jordan. This platform is the way, or the easiest, let's say, way to show this to the people, because this is for 6 months. Till now, we reach 14 million visitors in Expo. And, you know, Dubai, they are targeting 25 by the end of this. Average, we have around, the day before yesterday, we reached 9,000 visitors per day. The average is around 5. Those are not all tourists. They are not all youth. They are not all businesses, but they are a merge of everything and the mixture. So in the Jordanian pavilion, we try to tackle the need of every single visitor that comes to the Jordanian pavilion. And that's why if you go to the Jordanian pavilion, and this is an open invitation to anyone who's here, did not see the Jordanian pavilion yet, to go and see what we have inside. We have industry, we have education, we have tourism, we have culture, we have innovations. It's all showed to people when they come to the Jordanian pavilion. This kind of event is a testimonial of what we are doing for the Jordanian pavilion. We hosted different events last 2 months. We are planning more events to come. And not only in, let's say, one sector or two sectors. We are planning many events to come till the end of Expo, where we even link. We don't even host, but we participate in other important events. Every day you have events. Every day you have global forums that are taking place within Expo territory, let's say. And I'm calling it territory because it's a landlocked within a city. Like they have the gates, procedures to enter. So this is the real platform where you have to use it actually. You have to use it for the private sector of Jordan, government sector in Jordan, to mingle, to link, to talk, to showcase what you have. And then it is the opportunity for you to take part in this global event and to, let's say, do business at the end.
Thank you, Zahir Bek. I'll come back to you later on FDI, on the investment law, which is a very hot topic, and I think a lot of the investors want to know more about how this is going to help them use Jordan as a destination in my second question. Amjad, Intaj has been there for, I would say, the beginning of the digital revolution in the region and in Jordan. We've had many, many success stories. Give us, please, an update. And again, let's be precise in numbers and figures, because I'd like our investors to actually build on this and use this as a headline for the coming panels. What does it look like? Number of companies, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and how does this sector thrive?
When we say about technology or about entrepreneurship?
In general.
In general. Okay, let's agree. I think nobody will disagree with me that when we speak about the technology and entrepreneurs in Jordan, such sectors are on the forefront of the economic evolution, let me say, in Jordan. If I want to start with entrepreneurs and go up to technology. If we look at the ecosystem in Jordan, the entrepreneurs, we are very well respected on a regional level and international level. If we look at the Global Entrepreneurship Activity Index, we ranked, I think, 47 back in year 2017. We progressed to 34 in year 2019, and I think we will even move up further in the coming few years. And this is, for those who are following up on the entrepreneurship journey, this is not something that has been born yesterday. We did not sleep yesterday and we woke up in the morning and we're pushing for entrepreneurship. Basically, for the lack of a better term, I can use entrepreneurship in Jordan is on steroids. And this is attributed to three main reasons. Number one, embracing entrepreneurship from the top hierarchy in Jordan. His Majesty King Abdullah II is supporting entrepreneurship wholeheartedly. And this has been, since the early days of his rulings. And he has addressed this even a month ago when he pushed for the importance of entrepreneurship and supporting entrepreneurs in Jordan as one of the core components of our economic development in the coming few years. The second thing basically is the enabling environment. If I want to take one particular aspect, at the end of last year, I think the national policy for entrepreneurship has been set. And this will have a tremendous impact on following on all the endeavors, whether from the private or public sectors, or on the last few years. And we put this in place so we can move forward and push startups, entrepreneurs further. The third thing I think is also important is the structure of the Jordanian youth. Entrepreneurship is in our bloodstreams. Creativity, creating impact is something that we are very good at. And if we look at the number of companies that are going into this sphere, we can see an increase of 30% year on year. And this is a great number when we look at the size of Jordan as a small country. When we look at the diversity of our entrepreneurs, we can see that they go into most of the cutting edge advanced skill sets, whether when we say in education tech, edtech, health tech, in cybersecurity, even in the creative art, 3D printing, blockchain, of course, all other aspects of ideas already exist in Jordan. As I said, I always say that we are a supporter for women participation. Again, we have 37% of startups ecosystem is represented by women, actually, female entrepreneurs, whether as an employee or as a owner or co-founder. Now, I'm always proud when we look at the international landscape and how we are distinguished in the sense of people are addressing our entrepreneurs in a very good way. Again, back in 2019 in the World Economic Forum, I always use this example to show how advanced our startup ecosystem is. We have 26 Jordanian companies being listed within the top 100 regional startups. Those are 26 Jordanian companies. Forbes 2 weeks ago has issued the report for the 10 most visited websites in the region, Arabic language websites. 4 of those companies are actually Jordanian startups. And this is basically something to be very proud of. Actually, the first 2 ranked are Jordanian startups. Now, going back to the technology, it's not a lesser success as well. Technology, again, has been on the forefront for the last 2 decades. We have over 700 companies that basically render its services, whether from being a service provider, a solution provider, a technology provider, and in many aspects. We have a very good, actually an excellent role in providing the business process outsourcing. A lot of our companies or international companies are basically conducting their businesses through Jordan, through Jordanian technology companies, or from Jordan itself. The presence of international companies in Jordan as well has helped us to push the sectors forward. I know I'm talking to...
No, thank you, Amjad. And I think the numbers you mentioned talk for themselves. We sit in the middle of the Arab world. We are leaders in providing content for the Arab world. We have now established ourselves as a regional player in outsourcing and in technologies around that. Advanced technologies like AI and blockchain, many companies are there. Let me go back to Zahir Bek and ask the real question. Zahir Bek, why Jordan? What is the current status of the awaited investment law? How easy it is for us to attract Emirati, Arabic, international companies to open in Jordan, hire Jordanians, get their business going. Please give us an update on that. Why Jordan?
Why Jordan? Why not?
No, why Jordan?
I know.
To be very...
Let me be frank. What we offer in Jordan first, maybe in Jordan, a part of its location, a part of the incentives that we already have in Jordan, which is similar to the incentives that we have in other parts of the world. Jordan is, as country, for businesses, let's say, the location, we can call it a prime location in the Middle East. And as I said in my introductory remark, we are historically being the gateway to link, let's say, the GCC part with Europe and other Middle Eastern countries. Nowadays in Jordan, we have an excellent financial sector. We have a judicial system that is fair to everybody. There's no discrimination between international or national investors, let's say. We have, I know that maybe people, they say in Jordan, you have a high cost of energy. But what we offer when it comes to manpower, let's say, when it comes to skillable people, we have one of the best in the Middle East. We're not talking about the cheap labors in other countries, because you need sometimes high technical people that you can find them in Jordan. With a, let's say, a salary range is compatible to the rest in the region. What we can offer to businesses, we have one of the best FTAs, webs in the world. Our web, it's like diversified. We have a free trade agreement with the US. We are the only country, Arabic country, that they have a free trade agreement with Canada. We have an EU association agreement, and as soon as the UK exit in the Brexit exercise, we completed the agreement with the UK, and we have a full-fledged free trade agreement as well with them. And we have with Asia, we have with Singapore a free trade agreement. And in the Arab world, we have the GAFTA, Greater Free Trade Agreement, and we have a bilateral free trade agreement with each Arabic country as well. So we are the only one that they have this setup of free trade agreements and free access of movement of goods to those markets. If you want to take it as a whole, in Jordan, we have the platform that lets you go and link you with international markets. If you come and invest in Jordan for the Jordanian market, this will not be the profitable business that you are talking about. We are only 10 million and a half. So the purchasing power for 10 million, it's for small businesses. But if you look at the whole picture and to see where you can expand and export, no, we have the whole
Thank you.
globe with us.
Where are we with the investment law, عطوفتك?
We are, let's say, we are in the drafting session now, and the exercise. As you know, we are a recently established ministry. It was the vision of His Majesty King Abdullah to empower investment environment in Jordan. So they upgraded the commission to a ministry, a full-fledged ministry. And one of our main tasks is to draft a new law. This law should give us the upper hand when it comes to facilitating business. We are now in drafting session. We are analyzing and checking where are the weaknesses points. You know, we have a single window, but still authorities, sometimes you need to check and to get registration. This we need to overcome in our new legislation, let's say, system. Here we are working diligently with all our partners and with the Ministry of Digital Economy for digitizing, let's say, services, our services. But now we are in this stage.
Good. Thank you. I will make the statement from what I've seen. I think the investment law in Jordan will probably be one of the most advanced in the region. And I think investors would really like the new approach that you will see from the Jordanian government. I'm sure Zahir Bek is a bit modest on this, but it's really aimed to be one of the top investment laws, at least in the region and the neighborhood. You wanted to say something, Amjad?
I just want to add to what His Excellency Zahir has said. We always, of course, for any productive and fast move of technological advancement, we need to emphasize on one unique aspect that we have in Jordan, and usually we miss emphasizing on this. It's the human capital, the Jordanian human capital. I think we are of the best in the region when it comes to the quality of service and the type of technical skills that we offer in Jordan, the Jordanian talent, in Jordan, the Jordanian talent basically has a lot when it comes to the 21st century skill sets. And this is not something that can be easily found across the board. And that's why we see a movement to Jordan to outsource Jordan skill sets when it comes, let's say, to cybersecurity, when it comes to blockchain technology, when it comes to adapting all the 21st technologies into services like the edtech, as an example, the fintech. I'm sure today in the fintech you will see where we are at when it comes to the fintech landscape. But this is very important. That's why people are actually utilizing Jordanian talent, because of those two main aspects. In addition, all to the supporting environment, that's equally important. But I want to emphasize the type of skill sets that we have, which is unique to Jordan, and the quality of service that we provide to international companies or to
Thank you. I'm very proud every time I meet Jordanians in multinationals, when I meet them in the Gulf, when I meet them in Europe, in the US. We have a human capital really to be proud of in terms of skills and capabilities. To finally end with you, Maali Abu Karim. If I look back, we had Maktub, we had Aramex, we had Souq, we had Jawakir, we had many, many success stories coming out of Jordan. What's the future going to look like? Where are we going to have the next success stories coming from? And what does it take to have the data law, the cloud law, the e-government system, the infrastructure to support us?
Thank you very much. And yes, we do have the track record of continuous supply to the success stories of the region with state-of-the-art and high growth and potential companies. I will try to answer actually in my way the same question asked to Zahir, why Jordan? It's the infrastructure, it's the access to the neighboring markets, it's the know-how and knowledge that Jordanian has in these markets because they work in most of these markets. I think Jordan, and Ayman Mazahri can correct me if I'm not mistaken, the #1 in multinational or Jordanian companies who runs offices abroad, right? Jordanian companies operating in multiple markets, if we say like that. So most of the Jordanian companies operate in Saudi, in UAE, in Egypt, in Iraq. Some of them operate in 35 countries, others operate in 40 countries. The ability of the talents, of course, the Jordanian talents, and the availability of the talents and the easy upskilling of those talents to join the workforce is also important. The programs of the ministry that were launched two years ago, we have a salary support program for Jordanian companies to scale up. We have a scalability budget program. We have an upskilling program that is actually demand driven, and there are in the last 3 years there is a sector that we need to highlight. It's a success story as well. The business process and IT outsourcing. Business process and IT outsourcing in Jordan grow from 3,000 jobs in 2018 to I think today more than 14 or 15,000 jobs. And it's divided into 3 segments. One is Jordanian companies providing services, business process or IT to regional and international companies, or regional and international companies. And I see Michelle sitting there, BWC back office is 700 employees in Jordan, 700, right? Yeah. So in regional or international companies operating their back office and business process support in Jordan, or I see Hawamde Web Help, and I'm happy that I see them as a partner in this event. International outsourcing companies operating a branch, an office in Jordan. Okay. And this is a solid proof that Jordan has the ability to support the growth and meets the requirements and the needs of the exponential growth in the digital sector. Either it's the digital economy or the technology or the sectorial transformation requirements like in banks or health or any other sector. To make it the track record for us is extremely important. What I missed to say, I was trying to recall it, and again, Ayman will correct me if I'm not wrong. When was STS established? That was when the first fund was established in Jordan, 88. The first entrepreneurial fund in Jordan, right, Ayman? You were one of the companies who benefited from that fund. And guess how much was that fund?
I know.
$2 million. And that fund produced companies, some of them are here in this room, like Ayman, and they are operating collectively in more than 45 markets across the globe, not only the region. Okay. And the second biggest fund came after that was in 2000 with $4 million. And that produced one of its success stories was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Maktub benefited from that fund. With the minimum investment, you get the highest value in Jordan because they can turn an idea into a project. They can turn a dream into a reality. They can turn a product, okay, into second to the none product. So you'll see, the ability of Jordanians in transforming ideation into projects or enhancing an ongoing project or a service and make it very competitive regionally or globally is something that Anna, for me personally, I'm so impressed with the ability of our companies in doing it.
Excellent. And really what we and the audience is looking for is to replicate the stories of Souq and Aramex and Maktub and more. And I think we've got the right infrastructure to help us with that.
And to answer you, we have daily success stories, by the way. I try to avoid mentioning company names, but I'll tell you one thing. This event, I got engaged in the Jordanian ecosystem in 2011 after 12 years of traveling around. This is the first event I don't see a big corporate name sponsoring this event. I see what we refer to them as startups or grow entrepreneurs as partners and sponsors for this event.
And this is great.
We do have hundreds of high potential Jordanian companies, and we do have a daily success story in this sector, maybe we're not being fair to our sector in providing that information. We're trying to put this information available at all times for everyone who's interested to look into it.
I agree with you. I don't think we are shouting loud enough about the Jordanian story, especially in Dubai, where we are really in a place to amplify the story. With this positive note, thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Thank you very much, Amjad. And I look forward to an outstanding day. I think we've set the stage for good discussions, to the point, based numbers and figures, and hopefully something really great comes out of this. Thank you.
Thank you.